There were two rabbis, Rabbi Yossi of Melbourne and Rabbi Ari of Cairns. They must have the largest synagogue beat in the world. Outback Australia. In partnership with their wives, they are hitting the road on an unlikely mission: the search for Jews.
For the next 2 weeks, we're about to embark on a major road trip to the outback of Australia.
So many people will tell me, wow, you're the first rabbi that not that I'm a rabbi, but when I tell them my husband's a rabbi, but I've never met a rabbi in my life. So that's pretty cool.
Lots of people think that we're crazy taking two little kids on the road, and we actually are.
We're about to go Jew shopping.
If this was a job and we were doing it for money, we would have quit long ago.
The Chabad of Rara slogan is "No Jew will be left behind." It doesn't matter where they are, it doesn't matter how far it takes to get to there. If they want us to come, we will be there.
If you ever travel to the Australian city of Melbourne and you want to know where the local Jews hang out, head to Balaclava. It's synagogues like these that make Melbourne the Australian headquarters for the Chabad Chassidic sect. That's where Rabbi Yossi comes in.
I am the director of Chabad of Rara, the organization that tries to take care of all the Jewish people of Australia outside of the main cities.
So Chabad of Rara is an organization that seeks to reach out to Jews in rural and regional areas, and we provide support emotionally, spiritually, and anything else really that anyone needs. I'm just going to put this stuff in Ziploc bags so that when we're looking for it.
I'll start with the toys, okay?
Every trip that we've done together. We are a team, we are, one unit, and I don't think either of us would be able to do this job without the other.
Yitzchak has a lot of clothes.
Okay, so that's Shmulek's. So we're going to be traveling, the four of us. So there's Yossi and myself, our 3-year-old son Yitzchak, and our 1-year-old baby Shmulek.
We have more clothing and more food for a 12-day trip than we would have if we were staying here. Just the nature of packing, you have to prepare for the worst. Jewish packing in particular. You always fear that there's going to be a tornado wherever you're going to be. You got to bring everything with you. Jewish mother syndrome.
It's no surprise to find religious Jews in Melbourne. But 3,000 kilometres away in tropical North Queensland is a less common sight.
Whee! More. 1, 2, 3. Whee!
Rabbi Ari and his wife Mushki are also part of Chabad of Rara, which stands for Rural and Regional Australia.
I could never imagine that I would be working in paradise like this. And I'd be working every day in places that could go on postcards. My co-director up here in Cairns is my wife.
We came up here to create a community and to give people the opportunity to celebrate their Judaism together with other Jews.
Billy, how fast can you run? Run. Ready?
Like Yossi and Malki in Melbourne, Ari and Mushki aren't your typical city slicker rabbis. Their work is to hit the Aussie bush, to find Jews isolated from their heritage and traditional Jewish life.
No, Shira, she's Quara Beach. She lives 4 blocks from me.
I'm part of the Chabad stream of Orthodoxy. We take the Torah, which is our scriptures, which is our Old Testament. We take that as the Word of God, every word, how to live our life, and it's the holiest thing in our life. This house is literally our home, our office, our everything. This is our playground for Delhi. It's our synagogue for services. That same area will be used for the Hebrew school, for the adult education. It's the hub of the Jewish community. of Cairns, the Cairns Jewish community. Just don't tell a landlord that.
Usually we go on the road as a family. We recently had a baby, so that stopped for a little bit.
I'll do the first week of it by myself. And then my family will come and meet us up, and then we'll spend the next week visiting the Jews in those areas.
Yeah, the tank is filled with a lot of food already. I'm just kind of going through and getting some snacks and stuff.
It's called a mitzvah tank. Any good deed we do is a mitzvah. And it's a tank because we are in the service of the army of God. Let's go out there and we'll try to reach another Jew, doesn't matter how far. So it's a mitzvah tank.
Car. Yeah, very big car.
For this Jew who's about to do a lot of wandering, Ari's first stop is to make sure the mitzvah tank is ready for battle.
Well. Good to see you, Josh.
While Ari is wise in the ways of the Torah, this is of little help when it comes to the wisdom of the motor vehicle.
You've been checking the oil?
Oh, we're gonna... No.
No, you haven't checked.
Well, I just got it. In 4
Turn the
days.
engine off then for me, mate. Do you know how to pop the bonnet?
Sure, it's there somewhere.
I don't care that it's a brand new vehicle. Every day, you're going to check this vehicle for me. The reason is take a look over here. We're on minimum there. That's got to be on maximum. So that's the first thing. We don't have water in here. We're going to cook this engine. The last engine we cooked cost us $12,500.
Really?
That's not going to happen, right? So I need you to check this, right? That's the first thing. Anything that's a bright colour like that, see yellow? Yeah, that means you can touch it. If it's black, that generally means you don't touch it, I touch it. Ari, come over here. Listen, we've got a little bit of problem here. It's my responsibility to look after the mechanical side of the, the operation. No cost. I don't charge any money. For me, if anything, I invest money into this vehicle. Well, unless it's something big like blowing the motor for $12,500 because they didn't check the oil, unless it's something incredibly excessive like that. Generally speaking, it's a $400 or $500 bill. I'll go and pay for it, and as far as I'm concerned, that's my little good deed for the organisation that's always looked after me and looked after my family.
Hold it. OK, pull away. That's it.
Very good, Ari. You should have been a mechanic, mate.
Maybe in another lifetime.
A Jewish song is a perfect way to pass the time. And there's a lot of time to pass on this search for Jews. But even if the odds are low, Yossi will throw the rabbinic dice when it comes to finding Jews.
One of the most frustrating aspects of what we do is just the distance. I sometimes can't sleep at night knowing that there are areas that I'm personally responsible for the spiritual well-being of the Jewish people there, and we haven't reached them.
Yossi and Malky's mission from God takes them on a 3,000-kilometre journey, from roadhouses to mining towns and not much in between, as they head to the spiritual heart of Australia, Uluru. Even with God on their side, they are struggling with the elements.
Basically, on that side, this piece is on top, isn't it?
It's not supposed to be, that's the issue. If the wind blows, this whole thing's gonna go flying.
I don't know if this is good. What do you mean
Okay, because it's starting to blow again. Yeah, loosen.
No, it's gotta go the other way. It's gotta
If
go.
this comes down?
No, the other way.
Okay, wait.
I'm not sure why
How
that's
are they
doing
different?
that. Well, this piece is down, that stick is up.
Okay. It's really broken.
Just goes.
My God, what is that?
The train. Undo it a bit.
You know what? Should I get the instructions?
Here.
Oh. Got it.
Awesome. Okay, let's go. Let's get to Port Augusta.
By comparison, up in tropical Queensland, Ari is off to a cruisy start.
It's always fun going in a tank, going in the mitzvah tank. I'm hoping that don't cause any road rage, because I like to drive very slow. No, we're on the way from Cairns to the Tablelands, and we're parting the Goldsboro Valley. It's incredible, and this is where I work every day. That's what I do.
For 2 weeks, Ari will be covering an area almost the size of England as he embarks on his Jew-seeking mission through lush North Queensland. Jews are known as a wandering people, and they wandered into Australia on the First Fleet, followed by small waves of migration. It is not known if any made it to Innisfail, but using his detective skills, Ari is about to find out.
I've just downloaded the Australian Bureau of Statistics for Innisfail, and it has here the list of religious affiliation. So there's a lot of denominations of Christianity. In Judaism, we see over here, it has persons, and then we have 3. So that's amazing. We're very happy. That's 3 Jews that we know that live here. And so we need to find these Jews.
Right across the far north, this is the KZ Network. Joining me now is Rabbi Ari Rubin, who is here to tell us about what his mission is. Now, tell me, today, if someone comes up to your, I just so love the name, the mitzvah tank, what sort of things can they ask you, or will you explain?
They can ask on anything. They can ask about our funny hats. They can ask about the strings that are on the sides.
OK, I'll go you on that one. What's the story with the funny hats?
So we all have different traditions, and the hat reminds us that God is always on top of us, and it tries to give us that spirit of that we're being watched and that there's something else out there.
And maybe also protection from the sun as well.
That's right. Definitely in Australia, it definitely helps.
Unique. I've been in radio 32 years. I've never interviewed live on the radio a rabbi, let alone one from who's got a mission to get out into the remote and rural areas. And believe you me, our backyard here is very remote. It's very big. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you in. You're in Edith Street in Innisfail. Just look for the big motorhome.
That's right. I'm just finishing up my morning prayers for today. I've just chose a prominent spot so that perhaps if there were Jews in the area, they might recognize the tefillin and the prayer shawl. Doesn't look like that worked, but at least I found a nice plot. I found a nice spot to be able to do the morning prayers, which was really nice.
It's not something you see very often.
The way he was moving, I was worried he's going to fall over and crack his head.
Christians say the Jews put Jesus to death. Isn't that right? That's in the Bible.
Mushka, can you hear me?
Yeah, hi.
We're just leaving Innisfail. We didn't really find a lot of Jews. In fact, we didn't find any.
Oh, really?
We were in the radio station this morning, so the word is out there.
I wanted to listen, but it's a little occupied with your daughters.
Yeah, fair enough. We're in a town of Wengen now. I don't think we've ever even heard of it.
Which town?
Wengen, W-A-N-G-A-N.
Oh, can you hold it again? Good job. They don't teach you this stuff in rabbi school, you know that?
The morning after their battle with the wind, Yossi's Jew searching is put on hold while he makes ad hoc repairs to the mitzvah tank.
We're just putting it. Shucks, Malky. This thing is like dripping.
So you're saying that's from dripping?
What I think we should do is take it to a place today, at least just this corner, just to caulk it up, at least. I don't think it's a big deal. We are in the desert. It's not going to rain. Morning.
How's it going, Rob?
They told me you're the man.
Oh, well.
You can fix
I'll
anything.
do.
All right. It's right up here.
Okay, yeah. Got the good weather out for you.
Oh, beautiful. Yesterday and today. You don't happen to be Jewish, are you? No, not at all.
Most of it's probably very easy to fix,
That's good to hear.
except for it being wet. You can't fix anything while it's all wet. Either cut that off there, put another little piece of something there. You know, you'll be right to go.
Treats
Oh, it's cold.
and sushi.
As they wait for the mitzvah tank to dry out, Yossi and Malky go forth to stock up on kosher food.
Just check that. Is that brand?
Yeah, Tassel always has. Oh, you kosher, look at that.
Oh, perfect. I like that better, yeah.
Aided by the kosher app, shopping is made easy.
We spend half the shopping trip on our phones. We're very grateful for reception in here because sometimes there isn't, and they have to walk out the store, check it out, walk back in, and that's hard.
Tip top, actually, tip top.
What about their muffins?
Just their muffins are
And but does it have to have a certain barcode? See? TN?
Yeah, great.
Large spoon to mix.
There you go, Yitzchak.
A blue one.
Blue one.
A blue mix.
Yossi never misses an opportunity to gather local intelligence.
You know anyone Jewish?
No, I don't.
No.
Sorry, yeah.
All right. Do you happen to know any Jewish people around here?
No.
No?
Wow, look. A boat.
1, 2, 3. Okay, can you just throw it right here?
Ooh, what's inside? Yitzchak, be careful of your shoes, please.
Throw, throw, throw. Good job, Yitzchak. This is an interesting custom that we have. It's called toiveling. We're going to immerse any new vessels that we have to make it ritually pure for kosher purposes. When we're back in Melbourne, they actually have a special, it's called a mikvah. They have a special kind of little pool dedicated to that. But when we're on the road, we got to use the natural body of water, so whatever we could find. It's better than in Newcastle when we came to the beach, everyone is in the sun, and we came with a whole food processor and like 5 butcher knives because we had just bought the new set of knives, and people like thought, you know, bearded Jews coming. They just thought we were terrorists coming with knives. A few people ran away, but we didn't mean any harm.
Kosher is pretty strict. There isn't really much flexibility, so it needs to be done, it needs to be done. And we have a way, it's just a little bit complicated. So it's difficult, but we make it happen. I mean, that's who we are, you know? This is what we do.
Hey, if vegans could be vegans
Exactly.
and keep that wherever it is, I think it's harder than being kosher. Okay.
Are you all right? Do you need a hand?
I'm all right.
Okay. We good? All right, Yitzchak, can you find us the ram?
While clear about who they are, others are not so sure.
Quite often, I get mistaken for a Muslim. Oftentimes, people can recognize that I'm Jewish faith, and sometimes you will get some individuals that say, "Oh, you're Jewish. We love the Jews because the Jews hate the Muslims." So they think that we hate the Muslims, which couldn't be further from the truth.
We're on the way to Ravenshoe. In Ravenshoe, we know that there is a Jew named Sandy. Sandy is very close to us. And of course, as we always do, we're going to try and find Jews that we've never met before. So welcome to Ravenshoe, Queensland's highest town. This is it. This is the main street, the back streets. This is everything.
Okay, so this is the middle of town. This is Ravenshoe, the center square. This is Times Square of Ravenshoe right here. We're going to try and find as many Jews as we can. Do you happen to know, it might be a bit of a weird question, but do you happen to know if there's any Jewish people that live around here?
Not here particularly, but they do exist, if you know.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because they, personally, they keep to themselves.
They keep to themselves.
Yeah.
Am I keeping to myself?
No, you're coming out in the open. It's wonderful.
Do you know any Jews that might live in?
No, none, mate. No.
Would you happen to know if there's any Jewish people that live around here?
Mate.
Sorry, a little bit of a random question, but would you happen to know if there's any Jewish people that live over here? No? You're Jewish?
Apparently.
Wow. Do you really? Which side?
I have no idea. I was told a long, long time ago. I have no idea.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, you go back to the war days, you know, and
That's right.
you know, all your ancestors, because a lot of them moved to London and to England. And then, you know, there was, you know, people met and fell in love, and yeah.
So maybe we can get your contact details so that we can arrange with all the other Jews that live over here, and you can get together with them, and we can have the...
I connect with everybody. I don't make one.
So this is a way to tap into that
I've got German
group.
friends, I've got African friends, I've got English friends, I've got Jewish
that's the way it
friends.
should be.
I don't particularly have to have a group to be with.
Right.
I love them all.
And you don't.
We're all one big family.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, delicious. Look at those.
These are my homegrown bananas.
Meeting the one Jew he knows in Ravenshoe, Sandy, Ari wonders whether being without a Jewish community leaves her vulnerable to a common Jewish affliction.
Do you notice any anti-Semitism?
Well, occasionally you get the odd comment about the Zionists being behind all the problems of the world, and I go, oh, not that same old sore again, you know. But now they've got a new one to blame, it's the Muslims, so.
Ari continues his search, and this tiny town turns out to be full of Jewish surprises.
And off the services. Yes.
Oh, that's good. Sandy's, I suppose, stricter than I, because I never found out until I was 54.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
when
How did you
at
find
my
out?
mum's funeral, I had been informed that we were Jewish descent from mum's side. So we've been practicing Catholics all our life.
Wow, really?
So, but I know my mum had lost her mum at quite a youngish age. So, you know, maybe it was because she had no guidance from her mother. And so that's how come it then never came through to me. It is hard when you have been brought up this way for 54 years, and then all of a sudden this is... But I am interested, so it is lovely.
I'm sure you've done this before, but we have candles for you to light for the Friday night.
Oh, yes.
So I'm just gonna give you a stack over here of 6 of them, just to keep you busy for the next couple of weeks. I mean, it's a tiny town, and everybody says there's no Jews, but then I keep on finding Jews.
With the flock growing, Ari is on a roll. He now goes where no rabbi has gone before, the Ravenshoe pub.
Yeah, sure. Excuse me. Would you happen to know if there's any Jewish people that live anywhere around here? Do you know? You ever met a Jew? Ever met a Jewish person?
No, I haven't. No.
No? Do you know if there's any Jewish people that live here?
No, I don't know.
No? Anybody ancestry that might be from Jewish sounding name or anything?
Well, Jew can be from any country.
That's true.
Oh, I know that.
That's right.
I don't know.
Well, thank you so much anyways. You've been a great help. Thank you so much.
That's all right.
So what do you want to know what if you want us Jews for?
We're a Jewish networking organization. We're trying to network Jews from all around the country. So I'm specifically interested in all the Jews in the rural and regional.
Been here 25 years, I haven't seen a Jew
Yeah, I
yet.
haven't seen. I've been here 2 hours and I've met 3.
True.
Yeah.
Mustn't drink beer then.
Just coming to say goodbye.
Oh, bye, hello, and goodbye. Nice to meet you anyway.
I can't. I'm so sorry. I can't.
You don't hug? Oh.
It's like a religious thing. Don't
Never
worry.
knew that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I feel terrible. Like,
No,
I wish I could hug.
we
but,
hug. Yeah. So what do you do when you say goodbye?
We just say goodbye.
Mazel tov, yeah?
We say mazel tov.
Really? Mazel tov.
It's day 4, and in Central Australia, there's not a Jew to be seen.
We're chugging along at
But
80.
for Yossi and Malky, spirits remain high.
Oh, you're so handsome.
Malky knows being an ultra-Orthodox woman on such a trip is an exception rather than the rule.
Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna hold it. You hold the tape.
So a lot of people have the notion that the rabbi's wife is there to sit on the sidelines and cook dinner and look after the children. That's not the way it works in our family.
Let's go.
As a matriarch of Jewish life in the bush, this comes with its own challenges.
Modesty is a big part of being a Jewish woman. We cover our knees, elbows, up to our collarbone. And as a married woman, I cover my hair. So I wear a wig because hair has a kind of intimate power. And I choose to keep that private for myself, to choose who I share that with, which would be my husband. So it's something that's meaningful to me. I don't just wear long sleeves and long skirts just because I'm told to. Part of the reason I do it is because I'm told to, but it also has spiritual significance to me. And so, yeah, it's a little bit uncomfortable, but I wear it with pride.
Next up for Ari is his once-a-year trip to the small township of Yungaburra. After the Holocaust, Australia became a refuge for almost 30,000 Jews. But their dark history was often kept a secret from their children.
I thought we
Thanks so much for having me.
Amongst these is Henry and his partner Alice.
Your wife and baby.
I know, they couldn't make it. So you knew growing up that you were always Jewish?
No, because I was raised as a Roman Catholic.
Dad was hiding the family in the Roman Catholic Church.
But he never walked into church. He always sat outside.
That's correct, yeah, and...
A lot of Polish men were Jews, and they all sat under the tree.
And on a brick, there was a wall about so high.
Really?
And they sat under the tree. The men never, ever went into the church.
Even though safe in Australia, many Holocaust survivors remained fearful of government.
They were in a housing commission house, and I said, the stumps are starting to crumble. They have to be done. They've got to be done. And I'll get them to come. And he said, no. And I pressured him a bit more, and he blurted out, the Gestapo will find us no matter where we go in the world.
That's an incredible fear that he had that whole time. What was the history behind that?
Well, my mother was in Birkenau. And
yeah, she started off in Auschwitz and then ended up in Birkenau.
Yeah, and my father was part of the forces that liberated her.
Really?
Yeah, and he liberated Birkenau, and that's where he found
He
me mum.
found Mum. The fear of what they went through is more than we could even possibly come to understand.
Australia has the highest amount of Holocaust survivors per capita outside of Israel. And it's quite often that their children, whose Jewishness was hidden from them their whole lives, they only found out about it on their parents' deathbed. They didn't want anything to happen to their children. And they didn't want them to be known that they were Jewish, and so they never told them. And so that's really the mission of Chabad Avrara. As the Rebbe, the head of Chabad, the head of our movement, would often say, just like the Jews were hunted down once with hate, now it's the time for them to be hunted down with love, to be able to find them all in every nook and cranny with love.
Road trips require a lot of petrol stops, which conveniently double as praying stops, where Yossi and his family come into contact with people rarely encountered in Melbourne synagogues.
Is it all right if I go up with him?
Yitzhak! Wow! Thanks for letting us have a climb.
No, that's all right. Probably smells a bit in there.
So we had a myth when we were kids, whenever we passed by a truck driver, we'd go like this. Is the horn on a truck really, it's very loud?
Yeah, it is a bit.
Are you gonna try it, yes?
Yeah, go for it.
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Oh, Mommy's tank is gonna be loud. Woo!
Whoa.
That's so loud.
You want to switch vehicles for the rest? Where are you up to?
Back up to Alice Springs.
Oh, that's where we're going.
So, are you Jewish by any chance?
Nah, man, I'm an atheist.
Well, you know what a Jewish atheist is? His kid goes to school. The dad's an atheist. The kid goes to school and he comes back and says, "Dad, I don't understand. He told me there's no God. I go to school and they tell me there's a God. Is there God or is there no God?" Says, "Johnny boy, I'm gonna tell you this once and once only. There's one God and we don't believe in him." That's a Jewish atheist. Can you turn around? Look at mommy.
1, 2, 3. Wow.
Parts of North Queensland are renowned for their giant birds, the cassowary. Ari is keeping an eye out for these feathered creatures and Jews. Ari is organising for the first time ever for Australia's tropics to get its very own Torah, a holy scroll which is handwritten in ancient Hebrew. But to justify meriting a Torah, he needs to ensure there is a large enough Jewish community, so finding every Jew counts.
So right now I'm going through the phone book. It's a small list, and I've been through it before, but I'm just trying to go through it again, just to try and see if there's any Jewish-sounding names that I might be able to cold call. Look for Goldberg. Well, I found a Cohen Building Supplies, all areas.
Cohen Building, Nathan speaking.
Hi, I'm the rabbi of North Queensland, and I'm just cold calling different Jewish-sounding names that I've seen in the yellow pages.
Are you in that mobile home?
That's right. Yes.
I thought, oh, that's a weird-looking bus going around town.
There you go. It is a weird bus. You're right.
Yeah, well, we've got the Jewish name, but we're not actually Jewish.
You're not actually Jewish. There you go. Okay, fair enough.
You're not the first person to call.
Oh, really?
Because not too many Cohen's around. So
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, good luck with it all. And
No, you too. All the best.
not a kid.
You're not the first person to call. Well, I probably was that first person.
For the local wildlife, it's dinner time, and there's a feast of treats to indulge in. But for Ari, the culinary options are more limited.
So tonight I'm going very simple. Just going to go for some pasta. Kosher food is essentially food that follows the Old Testament's rules and laws as explained by the oral tradition of the Jewish sages. It's very complex because those rules are not just very simple. So although you can only eat animals that chew their cud and have split hooves, you also have to make sure that it's slaughtered in the correct way, and so on and so forth. There's many, many other rules in salting it in the process of making it kosher. So when I'm on the road, this is really the only place that I'm really confident to eat in. I can't eat in regular bars. I can't eat in regular cafes or coffee shops or restaurants. I can really only eat food that I've made or that I can guarantee is kosher in a kosher kitchen.
There are 613 rules and restrictions in the Torah, but having a beer is not one of them. So Ari pops into the local.
We like to say there's a Hebrew word. It's called l'chaim. You have to make the ch. Can you make a ch? Like you know the sound a washing machine makes? Okay, now say l'chaim.
L'chaim.
That's it. L'chaim. It means to life. It means cheers, basically.
Cheers.
Ready?
Yes.
It's not working. I'm glad at least I didn't get the Wi-Fi in. Good game, man. Good game. Thanks for that.
But have you enjoyed your time here in Mission Beach?
Loved it. Absolutely. Really.
Good for you, Joe.
Yeah.
High five.
I can't have touch.
You don't have diseases.
No, you don't have diseases. I can't touch it. It's, okay, long story. Men and women can't touch, and
Okay.
only if you're married or if you're like family.
Oh, well, Cheers
I really
anyway.
appreciate that. Okay.
You have a bloody good
You
time
too.
while we're up in North Queensland.
I will.
Touch is a very powerful way of connecting to another person, and it's a powerful way of communicating with another person. So by not touching other people, you kind of keep it special and you keep the sense of touch sensitive for yourself, so that when you do touch the people that you are allowed to, it's intimate and it's connecting and it's communicating something really special to the other person.
Coober Pedy is one of Australia's remotest towns and also one of its most unique. A mining town where many people live beneath the surface. Known for its opals rather than its Jews. To unearth any Coober Pedy Jews, Yossi and Malky get the message out there.
Dusty Radio 104.5 FM. So Rah Rabbi are in here. Yossi and Malky, our guests. We don't get guests normally. This is great, isn't it?
This is really good.
Where we are, which is about 8 hours north of Adelaide, for those who don't know, and about 7 hours south of Alice Springs, we get a lot of people passing over. We don't actually get many people coming in, no pun intended. We don't get many people actually driving through the town. They're normally flying over us. Now, you guys are a sect of Judaism, which is called Shabbat. Did I say that properly?
No, but I don't think you'll be able to, so we'll keep it as Shabbat.
Okay. You have some rules that you follow that for many people might find pretty strict. What are some of the things that you've sort of, as part of your faith, that you that you do?
Shabbat, we have a Sabbath on Saturday, Friday night to Saturday. Yeah. And I would say, as being Orthodox Jews, it's pretty much about daily life being a holy thing. So we try to inject religion into every part of our life.
Yeah.
Uplifting the mundane, that's
exactly. That's the tagline.
The Jewish views on the Messiah, can you sort of summarise that in a few sentences?
Sure. So the Jewish views on the Messiah is that he has not come yet. So we're looking forward to the day when the Messiah comes, and he was called Mashiach. And what he'll do is he'll essentially, there'll be a period in the beginning when he comes where the world will just remain as is, but it will generally become better, where people in the entire world will just recognize godliness in the world.
Yep.
Kind of our mission is to prepare the world for the Messiah by making it a better place and making it a place where people are already doing good. So it kind of mimics the time of redemption.
Thanks, guys. Good luck with the trip.
Thanks for having us.
All the best to both of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us. Wait, so you guys were telling us that you may know a Jewish person?
Possibly.
All right.
Possibly Edward. G'day, Edward.
G'day, Matthew. How are you? How may I help you?
I'm calling. I've got a very bizarre question for you.
Yes?
Are you Jewish by chance?
No.
No? Oh, well, that's disappointing.
I was listening to I just heard something on the radio about saying Shalom.
Yes, yes.
Right. No, everyone thought we were Jewish because we were jewelers, and everyone thought Mum sort of looked Jewish.
But looking Jewish doesn't make you Jewish.
Essentially, being Jewish is really mainly genetic. It's if your mother was Jewish, that makes you Jewish. We're not a race. There are Ethiopian Jews, there are Indian Jews, and you can't say that it's purely religion, because even those that aren't religious are still considered Jews. Doesn't matter how religious or not religious they are, they're 100% Jewish, as long as their mother is Jewish.
A week into the trip, Mushki joins Ari on the road. Having covered the Atherton tablelands, they are now heading to the one-horse town of South Johnson.
Come, Deli, you ready? Ready to come outside?
There's a baby.
Hello.
Hello. So what language is that on your car on the side?
Those are Hebrew words.
Ah, Jewish.
Yeah, would you happen to know if there's any Jews in South Johnson?
Not in South Johnson. There's a lady up on East Palmerston.
Really?
Yeah. Jewish religion. Have you had that all your life? Is that a family?
It's a family thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been Jewish my whole life.
My grandmother, she was atheist. She always used to say it was just too time-consuming to be religious.
Yeah,
to be a Jew. So, yeah, we never...
So you have heritage in your family?
Yeah, my
Jewish
great-grandmother was a Schwartz and my grandmother was a Rob.
Really? On which side?
My mother's.
So mother's mother?
Jewish.
Because according to Judaism, you're 100% Jewish if your mother is Jewish.
Yeah.
So that's it. Here I am trying to find Jews, and you're Jewish.
Okay. Different. It didn't matter back in the day of the war that they were Jewish. They lost all their land and everything and had to go to the camp in Brisbane because their last name was, as far as they were concerned, was German.
That's amazing.
Give us all your stuff and get in the camp in Brisbane. Yeah. And that was where my grandmother said, bugger this. When I'd have anything more to do with it. Here's your sister. Wow. Hello, baby. I don't get to see many babies. The blokes don't bring babies in.
Yeah, fair
surprisingly enough.
It just happened to come up that there's some certain Jewish lineage on her side. Her mother's mother.
Wow. Yeah.
Which makes you 100% Jewish.
Yeah, wow. We couldn't do it on the father's side because we don't know too many of them. I would never even have thought that there was any possibility just because of your
mother, of course.
Your heritage that you could be,
That's right.
a Jew.
That's what it is. Yeah, absolutely.
You know what you've all thought of me?
Yeah.
Yeah, wrong. I'm Jewish. I'm not all them other words you call me.
We'll still call you that.
Yeah, you just put Jewish at the front.
Okay, right. We'll do that in future. Right.
That's it, yeah.
Give him permission?
Yeah, in the power vested in me.
Finding out that because of my heritage, on my mother's side, I'm Jewish, it's a bit shocking because it's a religion I know nothing about. It leaves you a bit bewildered. Little bit bewildered.
Mushki will follow up with Shirley to help her make sense of a newly revealed identity.
Our job is to worry about every other Jewish person in the world and make sure that they can experience Judaism to the extent that they wish to, and that they should be able to have access to anything Jewish, whether it be learning more about their heritage or practicing more.
In Kubapidi, Yossi and Malki prepare for the Jewish Sabbath, observed from Friday sunset to Saturday night. It has strict religious laws attached and driving is forbidden, so the road trip is forced to take a break.
I'm making challah, which is traditional Shabbat bread. One of the reasons why we braid the bread is to represent the fact that there's lots of different parts of a person's life, different roles, different responsibilities. And one of those things for a Jewish person is going to be their religious observance. The braiding kind of represents the fact that all your roles should be melded, braided as one, rather than independent, separate things.
We are checking lettuce because there are a lot of bugs that can be found in lettuce, and the Torah says we're not allowed to eat bugs, so therefore, every time we eat lettuce or many other different vegetables, we have to check them. Well, believe it or not, kosher has absolutely nothing to do with health. That's a very common misconception. It has to do with God telling us to. It's actually one of the commandments that we don't even know the reason for. 25 minutes until Shabbat comes in. At that point, everything will change. We don't turn on any electricity. We can have pre-existing lights, which are on already, but you cannot bake anything. You can't run to the store. You can't use a car. So you got to do everything before Let me see what these things do. This one, we have to decide which lights we're going to leave on now, which ones are going to leave off, because that's how it's going to remain for Shabbat.
It's like we have to be very careful around here, because all these things are hot, okay? Yes? Okay, kitchen's clean, mostly.
This is the pre-Shabbat rush that happens every single week, no matter how prepared you are. You always run out of time at the last minute.
Sweetie pie, where is the yarmulke? It needs to go on your head. There aren't very many Jews out in Kibbutz. I don't know if anyone out here is lighting candles for Shabbat for many, many kilometers around. Yeah, I'm gonna press it. So it's a very, very special thing to kind of have the honor of bringing. 1 minute, Mummy's talking. I'll be careful. It's very special to have the honor of bringing that spiritual light into this corner of the world. You ready, Shmulik? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvos v'tzivanu l'halaknu shel Shabbos kodesh. Good. Shabbos. So we've got about a couple minutes and we're going to turn off the cameras because once it's Shabbat, we can't film. Is the tank locked?
No.
The keys are in that cupboard.
Shabbos, I think we're finished filming because Shabbat is coming in about 10 seconds. We'll see ya. See you in 25 hours.
Wherever you go, there's always someone Jewish. You're never alone when you say you're a Jew. So when you're not home and you're somewhere kind of newish,
The CD that we have in here right now, it's a Jewish children's CD. And one of the songs is there, wherever you go, you're gonna find a Jew. So, you know, there's like 12, 13 million Jews in the whole world, and only about 130,000 in Australia. And yet, no matter where you go all around the world, you're always bumped into Jews.
some Jews live on farms in the hills of Minnesota, and some Jews wear no shoes and sleep by the sea.
So we're just leaving Townsville now. We have 25 minutes left to get, according to my GPS, to get to David Colt. We're going to David and Lindy Colt. They're a really nice couple that live in a place called Alligator Creek. Lindy's not Jewish. She's really sweet. Actually, the truth is, I don't know if she's Jewish. I'm pretty sure she's not. But that doesn't make any difference to our lives because we're there to just meet everybody, see everybody, and doesn't matter what they've done.
David Colt may have carried on one Jewish tradition by becoming a doctor.
It's all right, it's all right. Helga.
But he gave up another by rejecting the Orthodox upbringing of his Melbourne youth during the turbulent 60s.
I used to go to the yeshiva in Melbourne. There's somebody that I admired there for philosophical guidance. So I asked this fellow for advice on what we could do about this horrible war where Australia was getting involved with America and attacking Vietnam. And he said, oh, all you need to do is pray. And I thought, well, this is very inadequate. I want to throw stones at the American consulate instead.
It has to be an action. You have to do something. You can't just...
David's questioning of religion has passed from generation to generation, evident in his son Sam.
At a certain point, you just stop.
What do you think about the idea that if you were raised in another religion, you'd believe that, and then you'd believe a whole completely different set of things?
I'm very fond of all the other cultures. In fact, Judaism holds that there are 7 laws given to all mankind, and we believe that any other person, no matter which religion or that they were brought up with, if they believe in these 7, and these 7 are very simple things like don't kill, don't steal, don't commit adultery, don't rape, and things like that. As long as they're helping to make the world a better place, we believe they get the same heaven. We believe they get the same everything.
It's very good that you think that way, but ultimately you do think that all the other religions are wrong because, I mean, it's not possible for your religion to be right and the other ones to be right.
I just answered that. Everybody else has their religions. Everybody else can believe exactly what they want.
My best guess is that the correct number of gods is 0, but with Judaism, at least they're heading in the right direction. There's only one. There's not a trinity or a profusion of them.
Thank you so much for having me.
Despite the lack of religious enthusiasm, Ari deems the visit worthwhile.
Thank you so much. We believe that in every visit that we're doing, Jewish pride is going to be fostered. And perhaps the next time they'll be able to connect more. So every visit that we do fosters this pride. And therefore, it's a complete success.
Back at Cooper Pedy, Jews are thin underground. As Yossi and Malky head to Alice Springs, they need to keep the faith.
We've been traveling for a long time now, and we haven't been successful in meeting with a Jew. And, you know, this is the mission of our trip, so I'm really hoping that we'll manage to see some people.
But they are guaranteed to meet at least one Jewish family.
For about 3 years now, I've been teaching 2 children online who live in Alice Springs. Their mother called me up one winter day and said, "We're out here in Alice Springs. My kids have no Judaism out here. I really need some way of connecting them to their Judaism, and would you teach them?" 3, 2.
Jeez, it's Alice Springs. Alice Springs.
Where are you going?
Are you being all shy? Do you remember Eli and Lindsay? Come on.
Do you know all the Hebrew letters?
Hebrew was the foundation of a Jewish education, even in the Red Centre, where it has rarely been taught in person.
It's similar to that.
It is similar.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But you see, this one has a nose.
Yeah. Good?
Yes. So, guys, how different is this to our usual lesson where...
It's a lot funner, and it doesn't crash and freeze, and the voices don't get crackly.
You guys see?
Yeah.
Check it out.
Wow.
But,
Cute.
once you get used to it, it's quite fun.
For families like these, it's Yossi and Malky who make Jewish life in the Outback viable.
Part of the reason we could choose to stay, we would not be able to stay. Just flat out. We wouldn't stay if you guys didn't help us live a Jewish life here.
So we go to all these extremes. We travel to all ends of the country because all Jews are brothers and sisters, and you never give up on family.
To keep the Jewish family growing, Yossi is working his way through a list of leads.
Hi, how are you? My name is Rabbi Yossi. I'm with Chabad Aurora. My wife and I, we drove up from Melbourne. We're looking out for Jewish people in the Outback. So I was wondering if we would just be able to catch up for, you know, a quick chat.
Yeah, perhaps. I'm not really like, I don't think I'm exactly what you're looking for. I've got your phone number. Let me get back to you if it's going to work out, okay?
All right, I appreciate that. Thanks.
Your call couldn't be connected.
Darn.
Please check the number and try again.
Jeremy Bowen, can I ask who's calling?
Hi, can I speak to Ruben, please?
Can I ask who's speaking?
This is Yosef.
Joseph.
Rabbi Yosef.
And you're calling in regards to...
Just wanted to get in touch with him because we're looking for Jewish people and just reconnecting.
Sorry, where are you calling from?
We're in Alice Springs at the moment.
Okay, bear with me a moment.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Ravi, are you there? He doesn't seem to be available. I'm not sure where he is, and I have no estimate time either. So, just to confirm, that was Ravi...
Rabbi Yosef, yep.
For a rabbi on a mission, a few knockbacks are no deterrent.
We're in the mall in Alice Springs. At the moment, we're about to go Jew shopping. Just a quick question. You've probably never gotten this before. Do you know of any Jewish people who work in the mall or even live in Alice?
No, I don't.
No?
No.
No, I couldn't tell you. Yes, I do know a Jewish man that lives in Alice Springs.
What's his name?
Starts with E, he swims.
So, what is your advice if someone wants to become a Jew?
So in Judaism, we don't encourage converts. It's actually very tough to be a Jew, especially in Alice Springs. As a matter of fact, if you would want to convert, it wouldn't be able to happen in Alice Springs because Judaism is very community-minded. So you would need to move to somewhere that has a community where you can go to synagogue and make it easier to keep kosher.
I believe what you say, but I tell you from my experience, I'm 60 now. I think it's easy. If it's something spiritual, it's easy because it's not something you can push.
Obviously, if someone wants to convert and then they push for it, then we're welcoming. But it would have to come from you, and it's a really, really tough road. So we don't suggest it.
Well, I told the rabbi, I said, look, why do you excluding some people if it is one God that we all came from? And you want us to go back to that same one God, why are you pushing some people away?
I let him know clearly that I discourage it in general, but if he is committed, then we have a welcoming hand. So if he does come back, I'll repeat that again. And if he comes back again, then I'll probably go more to the welcoming side, and we welcome them with open hands. It's just see the level of commitment.
So we're here in the Alice Springs Old Cemetery. So there's a few reasons why we come to a cemetery when we come to a town. Firstly, sometimes it gives us a clue as to Jewish families who live here. And the other thing is, in Judaism, we believe in the afterlife. So when I come to a Jewish grave and I say a prayer there, then the soul of that person is uplifted. So I found a grave of Aaron Shunker Myers, and he sounds pretty Jewish. Apparently he was a pioneer of Alice Springs in 1891, so that's really interesting that there were Jewish people settling this city back in the day. I'm going to say a prayer for the elevation of his soul, and I'll put a rock by his grave, and we do that because it kind of gives honor to the person, that it kind of indicates that someone's come to see them.
Bit of a windy synagogue here. In Judaism, we pray 3 times a day. Jewish males will put on the prayer shawl and the tefillin.
Tefillin are the most holy item a Jewish man can own. They comprise 2 boxes, one on the arm to be close to the heart, and one on the head to be close to the mind. They contain a parchment inscribed with the most holy Jewish prayer, the Shema.
So in Judaism, God is something that we cannot describe. It's something way beyond us. Definitely not a person. It's not an angel. It's something that we can't even start to understand. This environment definitely makes you realize the grandeur of God, and it also gives you time to meditate a bit.
Our hard-working rabbinic couple try and take a day off. But even in a fairground, the dark shadow of history calls Ari into action.
What's the reason why you decided to come and make this display? It's quite a big display.
It is. Like, some people here have collected for the last 30, 40 years, and it's just something you just love doing. You love preserving history, whether it be good, whether it be bad. It happened. Like, sadly, wars happen. And yeah, we don't condone any of the behaviour that went on. It happened, and it must be preserved.
Yeah, especially if you wanted to stop for the future, if you wanted to not happen again. It's very good.
Exactly. And you can look back and say, this happened, and you can look forward and say, that won't happen again.
That's right, absolutely.
It probably isn't the best place to be, Jewish-wise.
Yeah, look, it's the perfect place to be Jewish, you know? Well, look at what has become of that regime. They're behind the fancy mannequins, and we're walking around and we're real. And that's really what our organization is all about. Is about being proud to be Jewish, and to be able to try and get all the Jews that might have been in the woodworks and might be embarrassed or scared of this type of stuff.
Both Ari and Mushki are descendants of Holocaust survivors, and the legacy of this 20th century tragedy lives on amongst the Jews of the Outback.
Yeah, one of my first memories was sitting on my mum's knee and having her bawling her eyes out, telling me stories of her experience in the concentration camps as a 12 or 14-year-old girl. Her mother and her brother had been sent off and father had been sent off to the gas chambers. Also, like, a sense of knowing that whole story was, like, tied in with, like, why I didn't have any grandparents and why many other members of the extended family. Later on, what I'd started to recognise is how the trauma was passed on from both my parents, you know, to the kids. You know, I became my mother's saviour. You know, that was a normal thing for me to do. And so outside of my mum, I wanted to save the world. I wanted to save, you know, if you were an alcoholic, I'd save you. If you were a drug addict, I'd save you, you know. And I had to, like, do my own counselling and my own work to learn that there were other roles beyond, like, just being a saviour. I thought that that's what people did. That's, you know, you save, right?
It's 70 years after World War II. We're so far from Europe, but yet even here, the Holocaust still rears its head.
What salad are we making?
We're doing the cracker salad.
Yep. So lettuce. Okay, I'm gonna get a spoon.
I'll hold him on my lap.
I know, but just while you're busy. I know.
Don't.
Sorry, but I'm feeding Shmulek out of the serving bowl.
No, just like this. You crack it, wash tati, like this. Bang, bang. Good job. Wow, high five. Good job.
No. We have a long drive tomorrow, and you don't want to be sitting on corn. So, yeah, so this is...
Whole infant should be religious there, or shouldn't be. And then just stop.
I just want you out of the way. I just want you out of the way because your top's going to stick on you. Can you be a big helper for Mommy and put this in the rubbish? We're going to have salmon and veggies. Beautiful.
Yitzchak, where's the yarmulke? Where's our home?
Yarmulke. It's the story of our life. Yitzchak.
We need to, like, glue it down.
Dinner's going to be ready very soon. Yeah. Mr. Mood, do you want to try pickle also?
Oh, I'm so hungry. Are you hungry? We're doing any food here for you. It's coming.
I do and I don't.
All right.
I do and I don't.
Well,
long day, huh?
How romantic is this?
Caravan.
We're in a caravan. We finish up, we're gonna get a good night's sleep because tomorrow we have a very long Rara drive all the way to
What time are we leaving?
We're leaving at 7. No, how about the Brandy? We're going to Uluru.
Can I say Uluru?
Uluru.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Mommy's very excited because since she was a little girl, she wanted to go there. Should I tell you what it is?
Why?
Why? Because it's a massive red rock. It's a beautiful big rock.
All right.
Whoa, look at all the wawa. Do you want to look at all the wawa?
It's been a long journey for Ari and Mushki, and their final stop takes them off the mainland to idyllic magnetic island. Assuming Ari can get the tank off the ferry.
Whoa.
Thanks.
How was your trip down here? Yeah.
Spotting a backpackers, Ari and Mushki try their luck.
We're gonna go find some Israelis, maybe? Can you say Israelis?
Would you happen to know if there's any Israelis here?
I don't think so. None that I've seen around.
There's a couple a few days ago.
Yeah.
There was actually a couple a few days ago. I haven't seen or spoken to any as of late.
Cool cabins, eh?
It really is very cool.
Hey. Sorry to bother you guys. Would you happen to know if there's any Jewish people staying here?
What are you doing?
We look for Jewish people. I'm the rabbi of the whole North Queensland. So it makes a community for all the Jews that don't have a community, basically.
Oh, okay.
Like for me, in my point of view, because I'm German, I think, it's like, I think it's really good if like Jews come back together and building communities because it's just part of everything. So yeah, it's good.
Although Jews are supposed to live in a Jewish community, on Magnetic Island, Krusty Heron represents a community of one. But his own Jewish past has a checkered history.
I didn't really take it up because it was something that was never spoken about at home because of a whole lot of things within the family. And it's really difficult to sort of say because I'd lost touch with my heritage. I'd started to pick it up, but I had the interest then. But I never really talked about it much because I was a bit of a rebel and I ran away from home at one point.
Wow.
But I've always sort of had that longing to learn about my roots.
Well, you know that we have a pair of tefillin here for you.
Really?
Here you go. This is yours. From now on, forever, this is your pair. Okay.
I've been reading about how to put it on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So now you wrap this around 7 times around your arm. And this one goes over your head like that and just places it on top.
It's got to be on the hair, though, hasn't it?
On the hair, yeah, not
on the forehead.
Yeah.
Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God. The Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart. And these words which I command you today shall be on your heart. You shall bind them as a sign upon your arm, and they shall be for a reminder between your eyes. And you shall write them upon the gateposts of your house and upon your gates.
That's it. Now close your eyes and ask God for anything that you wish. Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
No problem. And that's yours. That's a present from the rabbis that came for Passover.
Yeah. I need this sort of thing as a reminder because, as I've told you, when he looks down at me, he says, "That's my boy Krusty." He said, he said he's a bit of a ratbag, but I love him. And,
Having roamed through the desert like the ancient Israelites, the end is finally in sight for Yossi and Malcolm.
Want Uluru?
Yeah.
It's time for our Jewish spiritual leaders to meet the Aboriginal elder, Sammy Wilson. And they quickly find common ground.
So which language does sounds a lot like Yiddish and German. Is like that type?
Yiddish
where
and German, yeah.
there's German and Yiddish, you could understand each other, but they're very, very different. Were the people here, your tribe, were they historically persecuted?
Oh, I know. When Captain Cook come here.
Yeah. So right from the beginning.
Oh, it's this world, and now what are you leave the people down. But you know, so we're finding land. So, more to make money. Yeah, whatever. They just keep it that way. Watching our brains to live like them. Yeah.
Right. They didn't appreciate that for the Aboriginal people. The land is sacred and it's everything.
It's something that's been in our history too, you know, through the generations.
Come on, ready to go? What are you going to ask people, Yitzchak?
Mommy, are you Jewish?
Good boy. Let's go ask other
Hold
people.
Tati and Mommy's hand.
Hey, do you want to ask these people?
No. Nah, they're not. Don't got the look.
We're wondering if any of you are Jewish.
No, we're
not.
You're not Jewish by any chance, are you? No?
I know, but we've seen you around a lot. We've seen you keep a PD.
That's right, yeah.
Are you guys Jewish by any chance? No? All right. Well, enjoy the sunset.
There's a lot of people up there.
Hello. Anybody here Jewish?
That's Jewish.
That is Jewish.
Just when it seemed their journey failed to find any new members of the tribe, it turns into a Jew fest.
Jewish too. What do you guys want to put on tefillin?
Matt, do it. Please do it.
Matt, go. Come on, Matt. All right? It's you. Awesome. Cheers.
That's Drake.
B'tzivanu. L'haniach. Tefillin. Awesome. Yisrael. Adonai. Eloheinu. Le'olam. Va'ed. Mazal tov. L'haniach. Tefillin. All right, so it's your first time.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
I'll tell you, bar mitzvah is the first time you put on tefillin, and it's typically when you turn 13, but it's never too late. Adonai. Now we need all the guys down here. We're gonna have a bit of a dance because it's bar mitzvah. Siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov. Uyah shalom aleichem, Kol Yisrael. Nicely done. A little boring, but let's take it out.
Thank you very much.
A pleasure.
Nice to meet you. Come here, enjoy the rest of the trip. Thank you. And be proud to be Jewish.
I think that this was the magical ending for our trip.
Like an amazing.
Through you again.
Do I both of you?
Hiya.
Do I both of you?
3.
After months of dedicated Jew searching, the number of new Jews found surpassed all expectations, and the community of North Queensland will finally receive their own Torah scroll. Written by hand on ancient parchment and taking years to make, this is a once-in-a-lifetime celebration. For the rabbis and their families, it's an opportunity to welcome old members and new.
So you just found out recently that you're Jewish? I know the rabbi walked into the bar.
Today is a celebration of heritage, and community. For thousands of years, Jews wandered the earth in search of a home. And now it seems these Jews, at least, have found one.